Welcome to So You Want to Be a Geek, the podcast where we dive into the vibrant and ever-evolving world of geek culture. Whether you're a seasoned fan or just curious about what makes being a geek so special, join us as we explore everything from comics to movies, gaming, tech, sports, and everything in between. Each episode will bring you insights, interviews, and the latest news to fuel your passion and expand your horizon. So grab your favorite fandom and let's embark on this geeky adventure together. I'm Michael Canetti, and this is So You Want to Be a Geek. How would somebody want to get into Magic?
Oh, that's a very great question, and I always recommend just trying the online games. Like, there's a bunch of online clients nowadays. Probably the best one is obviously the official one, the arena itself. That is probably the best way to do it because there's a lot of mechanics that, as a newer player, it's very overwhelming. There's a lot of keywords. It's a lot to go through. And just having the tablet or your phone, just being able to do it for you, it makes it a lot easier to go into it.
There's even an app to keep score now, like all kinds of stuff. There's tons of apps that do that kind of stuff.
The Magic Companion app is pretty good at doing that. It keeps your life total, and if you go to your local game store and you're playing in their event, you just put in their code and you get your parents on your phone now, which is absolutely insane.
Really?
Yeah, it's not. In fact, back in the day, you used to have to print them out on paper. So having the device just be able to just see your parents on the phone, it makes it a lot faster for like organizers and everything.
That's awesome. What's the first step somebody wants to do when they're starting to build their own deck?
I think the first question they should ask is which format are they playing? Because that is definitely going to affect what cards you will be buying, what packs you're playing. I would highly suggest going to your local game store and seeing what formats that they run weekly, because if you build your deck and you have no one to play with,
defeats the purpose.
It kind of defeats the purpose of a multiplayer game. Very popular format is Commander at the moment. It's a very social format.
I wanted to ask you about that. The two biggest ones that I keep hearing about is Commander and Draft. Can you kind of explain those two?
Yeah. So Draft is a pretty fun format. It's sealed. Everyone gets 3 packs at the table. You open the pack, you pass the cards to the left until there's no cards remaining. And then after that, you open the next pack, pass to the right, you alternate which way you turn. And it's pretty fun because you never know what you're going to get.
So it's kind of fantasy football in the way that you sort of, because I'm a big fantasy football fan. I love drafting, and it seems when I've read about it and the way you described it seems very much that. It's just you're going through rapid fire, drafting cards, pulling them out of the pack, and that's really interesting. That sounds like a lot of fun too.
Oh, yeah. It's also really fun when you're drafting and you just pull this very expensive card and you're sitting there, do I take it or do I make my deck actually good? It's a very hard position to be in. But yeah, it's just great.
That's hilarious. And what is Commander? How does that game work?
Commander is very long game.
Is it the risk of Magic?
Yeah, the risk of you sit down at a table, probably 4 or 5 people. That's also another great thing is you can play with multiple people, and that's a lot of people have big fan groups.
Oh, really?
Big part. And you just sit down for 4 or 5 minutes, just hanging out, probably order a pizza or 2, and hey, just play Magic. I think that's the best part about it. It's just everyone's in it for fun. Unless you have that one guy in your group who doesn't fun.
who takes it a little bit more serious.
A little bit too seriously, yeah.
There's always one.
There's always one. It's also someone playing blue.
That's funny. I want to hear a little bit about the history of your shop here. And I love that you and your dad started this business together. And I want to hear a little bit about how this came about, because you guys have got a pretty decent following of people that come in and play tournaments and buy cards. And I'd love to hear a little bit about your history.
Yeah, so when I was around 7 or 8, I was trying to get into Pokemon. And one of my friends from elementary school was also getting Pokemon at the same time. So it was great. I remember I was like, might have some old cards. Let me try to get those. I went into the attic, got this big box.
This is the original box, right?
This is, yeah.
This is the box.
This is the box.
One of the things I'm very curious about is the whole tournament aspect of it. And I mean, you have tables lined up here for nightly tournaments or weekly tournaments, stuff like that. But then there's big scale arena events as well. How does that all come about? How does that work?
Well, most of the time, if if you go to your local tournament, local game stores, mainly will hold tournaments for specific games, specific days. There's a lot of people. And
Really?
there's a lot of people that will show up for it. So typically in a tournament setting, most tournaments are Swiss, which means even if you lose, you still play. So you play a certain number of rounds depending on attendees. Most of the time, if you go to a game store, it's normally 3 to 4. Every once in a while, you might get a 5 to 6 round tournament, which is a long tournament. Typically, those rounds are either 35 to 50 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, those are long.
This could go late into a night, huh?
Oh, yeah. There's been times I don't even get home.
Really? I got a cot in the back. I'll just...
Yeah, sometimes I'm considering it.
Now, the thing that I find interesting is there's been a big movement of celebrities that have gotten into. The guy from True Blood is big in D&D, and Post Malone is huge into Magic, and I think Logan Paul or one of the Paul brothers is big into Pokemon. I feel as an outside, this has sparked the industry too. When you see Post Malone, who's ideally a cool musician, and he's excited about Magic, how has that influenced the market as well?
I would say it definitely has driven some more demand and very much, as you said, sparked very much interest. Because it gives card games another audience. Mm-hmm. So the typical person might not know Magic is still a thing.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, my favorite pop star rapper. Oh, they this. Maybe I'll take a look into this and then oh my god, I played the same game as so and so.
Do you guys do different nights for different types of tournaments?
Oh, yeah.
What are your nights for your events?
Should I start with Sunday or Monday?
Whatever you want. We'll do Sunday.
I know some people go, oh, the week starts on Monday, the week starts on Sunday. We'll go for Monday.
Okay.
So Monday we typically have a good amount of groups, 3 or 4 groups.
Okay.
So we got Dragon Ball, we got Yu-Gi-Oh, and
that's okay.
Oh, the new card game of Union Arena. We are starting to do on Monday. Tuesdays is pretty good. We have Cardfight Vanguard, which has been around for 10, 15 years. Mm-hmm. Kind of came around towards when Yu-Gi-Oh was in a pretty okay spot. Kind of capitalized on that. And then Tuesday we also have One Piece, which is very popular
What's
right
that?
One Piece, the anime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wednesday night is our Commander night for Magic, and also Lorcana, which is also another new card game, as you were saying before.
Yeah.
It's very popular. Thursday night is the curveball. It's the very curveball. It's the one night that we don't really have a card game. Mm-hmm. We do Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Okay.
And then Friday night's the big night, of course. Friday Night Magic.
It's been that way for 30 years. 30 years has been Friday Night Magic has been a thing for as long as I can remember. Yeah. It's crazy. And is it any tournament they want to play, or is it just
Friday night? Typically, at the moment, we've been doing drafts. It's been very good, very fun. I would say it's definitely more of a fun format.
Mm-hmm. So when was this store opened?
This location around the tail end of COVID.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, right when we were getting prepared for everything to go back.
Right.
Of course, we didn't know what was going to happen.
Right.
I don't think anyone really knew what was going to happen. So we opened the store, went more on the smaller side. Because worst case scenario, we'll do online stuff. I didn't expect every chair to be filled.
But that's that speaks a lot for you and your dad and this community that you've built here. And people want to, especially now post-COVID, people are still trying to get their sea legs back, but be able to want to come out and hang out and play cards and chit chat and have pizza and just have a great time and just be social again is a nice feeling. I love that. That's awesome, man. That's really fantastic.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's a great social aspect to your local game store. It's if you don't want to go to a club or whatever, go to your local game store. Dude, most of the time, everyone's really friendly. You just talk to anyone in the store.
And that's the thing. I have I'm a college professor, and I have a lot of students that have various insecurities, or they're introverted and stuff like that, but a lot of them play cards. And I see them just hanging out playing cards, and it takes them out of their shell a little bit and lets them just be themselves. And whatever that means, they get to be themselves and have fun and laugh and have a nice time and feel they're being social, which I think it's a big deal. Yeah. That's awesome.
I think one of the big reasons why it kind of brings people out that normally wouldn't go out is you go to a card store, everyone has a common interest.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to spark conversation. Be like, oh, what deck you playing? What game you playing tonight? And just being able to have a conversation about these card games. Again, the social aspect
It's a big deal.
very, very big deal, especially after COVID.
Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at SYWTBAG for updates, behind-the-scenes content, and more geeky goodness. Have a topic you'd like us to discuss or a guest you'd like to hear from? Let us know. So you want to be a geek at gmail.com and stay up to date and join the conversation. Until next time, keep embracing that inner geek and remember, the adventure never ends.